Good morning. Thank you for joining us on THV this morning. We need to get to Ashley quickly. There has been an accident that you need to know about on I-30.
That's right. Tracy's been watching this for some time. There is an accident. As you can see, it has I-30 completely closed here. So this is causing a major slowdown, or just it's completely stopping traffic here on I-30 because of this. So if you're traveling eastbound anywhere from, it's backed up from the 430 interchange all the way to Bryant right now. So it looks like just completely stopped. As you can see, 0 miles per hour. So you definitely want to take a different route if you're coming in with this accident this morning. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Tracy's been watching it already this morning, and we'll keep our eye on it too. There's really, I was going back here just a second ago to try to get a view of what it looks like with our live traffic camera, and we just really can't see a whole lot with it, but we'll keep an eye on it and let you know and give you another update here in a few minutes.
All right, well, this morning we are not seeing any severe weather, which is good news. And our live radar really just showing a lot of activity off to the east and off to the west, but nothing here in central Arkansas. But I wanted to show you this 24-hour rainfall total. Again, quite a bit of rain is what we have seen. And now we're going to see more, unfortunately, as we're making our way into the holiday weekend. I say that because of the outdoor plans, but fortunately, because of, again, all of the drought conditions that we still have. But as things are moving along, and most of that is pushing out again to the east, but we're starting to see a few storms develop off in northwest Arkansas, around the River Valley as well. Danville, Perryville, Conway, even a little light shower. Now, I'm not expecting much. A lot of that is moving to the southeast there. So if you see a little rain this morning, count yourself lucky. Shouldn't be any severe weather with any of that. And we're starting this morning with those temperatures mainly in the 60s, upper 60s off to the east, as we're seeing that boundary still kind of sticking around for a little while. And it's that cooler air hasn't made it that way either. You can certainly see it kind of where it's laying right in there. Now, scattered to isolated storms are possible today, but again, we're not expecting that severe weather. So that'll be good news. If you do get some rain, it'll be a good kind. So as we're heading into the rest of the week, we're going to continue to see a few of these showers and storms. We'll talk more about it coming up.
We began with an update this morning. Mayor Frank Sett Jr. is calling for tougher rules on large data centers in Little Rock.
The mayor unveiling a new proposal Tuesday that would limit large-scale data centers to industrial areas, with buffer zones keeping them away from residential neighborhoods. The plan also adds new standards for water use, energy demand, and noise levels as concerns continue to grow over several proposed projects in Pulaski County.
City leaders say the goal is to balance economic growth with environmental protection and quality of life for residents. Mayor Scott adds, quote, "It is our obligation to protect our natural resources and ensure these projects are regulated in an environmentally responsible, transparent way."
The mayor plans to formally introduce the ordinance to the Little Rock Board of Directors on June 2nd. The growing demand for energy infrastructure is bringing a new international partnership to North Little Rock. Italy-based CEP USA is teaming up with Germany's SMA Solar Technology to build equipment that converts solar power into electricity. Executives say the North Little Rock facility will assemble module substations using parts shipped in from Germany, Italy, and Ohio before sending them to energy projects across the country.
It's all about building out energy infrastructure, which is essentially what makes everything tick, right? It's about saving money by the most cost-effective energy source, which is solar, and it's about providing additional energy capacity to the U.S.
The company expects to start with 20 employees, with plans to expand as demand for energy continues to grow.
And over at Clinton National Airport, crews are moving forward with major upgrades thanks to more than $7 million in funding approved last year. Workers are installing a new underground geothermal system, which officials say could cut on-site greenhouse gas emissions by 90% and lower energy costs by about 20% each year. The project also adds 1,700 new parking spaces, including more covered parking for travelers. To political news, the race for Arkansas's U.S. Senate seat, a third candidate is now entering the field. Jeff Wadlin, a Bentonville businessman, officially announcing his campaign Tuesday. Wadlin is running as an independent after securing the Libertarian nomination, and he will face incumbent Senator Tom Cotton and Democratic candidate Hallie Schaffner in November. Wadlin says his campaign will focus on lowering costs, raising wages, and what he calls pragmatic economic reforms for Arkansans. Another election battle in Arkansas is now heading to court. Brian Norris continues to challenge the Republican runoff results in the race for Secretary of State after a Saline County recount found no changes in the vote totals. Norris lost the runoff to Kim Hammer by fewer than 1,000 votes. His lawsuit claims there were problems with how the recount was handled, including questions about ballot security, chain of custody, and access for his legal team. A bench trial in Pulaski County is set for May 29th.
And that fight over the future of the Republican Party is playing out nationwide as well. Trump-backed candidates scoring big victories in several key primary races, including in Kentucky, where 7-term Congressman Thomas Massie lost a closely watched House primary to President Trump's preferred candidate. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill takes a closer look at what the results could signal for Republicans heading into November.
National history made in Kentucky.
Welcome to the most expensive congressional primary ever.
Representative Thomas Massie, the latest Republican ousted after breaking with President Trump. Primary voters choosing farmer and former Navy SEAL Ed Gowron.
Now my focus is on advancing the president's and the party's agenda to put America first and Kentucky always.
Massie disagreed with the president on the war with Iran, pushed for the release of documents linked to Jeffrey Epstein, and challenged his views on aid to Israel and Ukraine. President Trump called him an obstructionist.
We won the Massie thing. He was a bad guy. He deserves to lose.
In the Georgia governor's race, Trump-backed Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones trounced Brad Raffensperger, the state's Secretary of State, who pushed back against the president's demand in 2020 to find enough votes for him to win the swing state. For Democrats, former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms became the gubernatorial nominee.
I could not rest knowing that people across this state needed someone to stand in the gap and fight on their behalf.
Now political eyes are turning back to Texas. The Republican Senate runoff will see Senator John Cornyn up against State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Despite years of investigations and impeachment attempts from within his own party over corruption allegations, President Trump endorsed Paxton, saying he's always been extremely loyal to me. The winner of next week's runoff will face James Tallarico as Democrats try to send one of their own to the Senate for the first time in 3 decades. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Democrats would need to flip 4 seats in November to take control of the U.S. Senate. Also this morning, a legal fight between the Arkansas Board of Corrections and AG Tim Griffin is now back before the state Supreme Court. Griffin's office is asking justices to force a Pulaski County judge to dismiss a years-long Freedom of Information Act lawsuit, arguing the case was already settled and should not continue. According to the Arkansas Advocate, the dispute stems from claims the board violated open records and open meetings laws during a legal battle with Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders' administration. The Supreme Court has not ruled on the emergency request as of Tuesday afternoon.
PBS programming in Arkansas could stay on the air, and a big cash boost is pushing that effort forward. Several major state foundations, including the Tyson and Walton Family Foundation, are adding $500,000 annually over the next 3 years. The campaign has raised more than $1.8 million since March, with donations from viewers in all 64 counties. The drive began over concerns about future PBS funding. Organizers say they're within about $300,000 of the goal. The governor is praising both big donors and grassroots supporters.
All right, let's send it back over to Ashley now for a check of that update near I-30 in Bryant. It is a mess in Saline County right now.
That's right. Yeah, this is around exit 123. We've issued a traffic impact alert because traffic is completely stopped. They're trying to have all of these vehicles get off at some point before they get to this crash because traffic is completely blocked if you're traveling eastbound on I-30 near exit 123 in Bryant because of two overturned tractor trailers. This is an accident with injury. So if you are coming from anywhere before you get to about Benton, then you want to go ahead and take a different route. Or if you're in Saline County and you're trying to head towards Little Rock, go ahead and find you a different way besides I-30 eastbound because it is completely stopped right now. And like I said, they're trying to detour traffic off of I-30, I think at exit 123, but it's taking some time. The accident happened just past there, but here's what it looks like right now. As you can see, traffic moving a little bit before you get to the accident, then it's just completely stopped. So we'll check this again. This happened about an hour ago, but it's definitely going to take some time to clear with two big tractor trailers that they have to that are overturned and they have to clear with this accident. Tracy?
All right. Well, luckily, weather's not giving us any trouble this morning. We do have a few showers off to the west that are making their way in, not really impacting central Arkansas. A few little light showers around the river valley, maybe even around Conway. But this afternoon, we're going to see partly cloudy skies. We could see a few of those scattered to isolated storms, not looking for anything severe, which is good news, but just some good rain. And as we're heading into the afternoon, looking for those upper 70s and low 80s. Now, those rain chances, they aren't going anywhere, although we're going to be a little bit drier today. We're going to start to see again a few of those areas all across the state. We will all certainly see some rain throughout the day at some point. But as we're heading into the weekend, of course, we'll have to watch that radar. Stick with me and we'll talk more about that long weekend forecast coming up.